Danny, the new season kicks off for your under-18s on Saturday. What are your hopes for the campaign ahead?
I don't think it's different really any season. You want the lads to do well in the league, you want them to have a good run in the FA Youth Cup. You know, really the lads certainly should be wanting to win. Like I said, last season, everything that they do, that doesn't change because part of our job is to develop lads with a winning mentality. But it has to be, again, about progression, you know, getting lads in and around the 21s, you know, first. And then, you know, we were fortunate that we had some lads that were around the first team last season, kicking that on again and getting some more lads that have done well and need that challenge to step up and be around, you know, Paul Warren's squad. That would be amazing. And I think every 18s coach really wants to see that. So that has to take priority. Then after that, you know, another good season where they're competing consistently and we get the lads the opportunities they need.
Strangely enough, you kick off with the same fixture that you finished last season, which is Liverpool at home. Did well last time you faced them, but it's a tough start, I guess.
Yeah, you know, Liverpool have got a brilliant, rich history of producing players, you know, as we have. So it's a good first fixture. I think the thing with 18s football is you can play the same team twice in a season and none of the same players play. You know, that's how it should be really, because if lads are doing well, they should be progressing and younger lads should be coming up and getting chances to play. So I don't really take anything that happened at the end of last season and put it into any preparation for this. This is a totally different game and a different team we'll be playing against.
And sort of on that theme, there are obviously lots of changes in any team from one season to the next, but particularly at the age group levels where people come into the brackets and people graduate out of the age groups. How different does your squad look this summer from the one that finished last season?
Well, you'll see some familiar faces, you know, some lads that, you know, ended the season last year that aren't yet ready to go into the 21s or the spaces aren't there for them yet. So some of those will be around it and hopefully they'll be involved in driving the style and the standards that we spoke about a lot last season. And then you've got a group of lads from the 16s that obviously are around it that come up to the 17s now and earn their scholarship along with some acquisitions. So really this first period is about getting to know them as individuals, but also making sure that they're really clear on our identity and the way that we play. So of course it will look different. It will probably not look exactly the same as it did towards the end of last season. But again, based on pre-season, you know, they're in a really good place. They've played really well.
Is it nice for you, is it good for you and for the rest of the squad to have a couple of new players come into the group?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, definitely. It freshens things up. It would be, you know, a worry for me if you're keeping all the same players the following season because, you know, the lads did well. So they've deserved the opportunity to go up with the 21s. But yeah, it definitely is good. It's interesting as a coach to start working with some new players and, you know, the club's brought in some really good new young players that have got bags of potential. So to be working with them is great. And obviously with Bradley Johnson as well joining the staff, you know, that's been good. It's a different voice, new ideas to really kick on, hopefully. A lot of the good work that, you know, all of the staff and Lewis did last year.
Yeah, tell us about Jono, because he's been around last season, of course, with the 21s, but working with you with the 18s now. Fantastic career and well thought of here, obviously.
Yeah, brilliant. And the other way as well, to have Lewis be around the under-18s last season and then come back in with the 16s to lead them. It's great for that link, which is really important between the youth phase and the professional phase. And then, you know, Jono's come in and he's got bags of playing experience, which is already good that he can draw upon that and got real stories, you know, that they can link to the learning. And to be honest, just as well, not just a really good coach, but just a good human being as well. And I think that's always important to understand the type of people you need around these young lads, because as much as you'll see them on Saturday, some of them look like men, you know, they're not, they're still kids. So he's been a great addition.
Like the first team, like the 21s, you had a trip away in pre-season. Tell us about Poland and the visit there.
Really interesting. Yeah, it was, to be honest, it was ideal for what we needed. We'd had a couple of games in the build-up. The lads had done well. We wanted to go and play a different sort of style of football, and we definitely got that. Both the teams that we played sort of dropped into a low block, 4-4-2. You don't get that too often in under-18s football, so made it difficult to break it down, and it took lads time to figure it out. We also had a game which was really difficult, and then ended 20 minutes in from thunder on the pitch. So we had to knock that game on the head. So we had almost 3 games out there. I think the other bit's the time that you get with them. You know, like we've said, some of these are new players. Really important for the staff to get to know them, then to get to know us, them to get to know the other boys. And we did a couple of good things around sort of them talking about heartbreaks that they've had, their history, their heroes, which is actually something that we nicked in a conversation off the first team that they've done, which was really good. And you could tell the lads really committed to it, and we left that, I think, in a much better place as a team than we did when we arrived.
You finished 4th last season in Premier League North, which is a tremendous achievement. How realistic is it to improve on that, and what's it going to take to improve on that finish?
Yeah, it's realistic. It definitely is. We've seen it again this pre-season. It's a good group of players, so they certainly should be setting their expectations as high as possible. Under-18s football, I think, being honest, is slightly different to some other age groups, because if we're doing our job right, the team that we start with shouldn't be the team that we end with. There'll be 21s that hopefully get first team opportunities. There'll be 21s that need loan opportunities. If that opens up spaces and the 18s are playing well and they deserve it, I'm hoping that they're moving into there sooner rather than later. And then you have a new group that's coming in and learning, and takes a little bit of time. So they certainly should set that as an expectation, but I'm realistic that it shouldn't all be about that. It should be about lads progressing, and I don't think you can get beyond that in under-18s. It needs to be the lads kicking on and doing well, and hopefully getting ready for a first team appearance.
Well, best of luck for the season ahead.
Thank you. Thank you.